We've got ourselves a series, sports fans. The Knicks were able to make a statement on their home court, and it was a testament to how powerful Jalen Brunson can be in setting the tone to start both halves. When you're on the brink of elimination, having your star step up and lead is vital. And a great way to get someone open is to have them set an off-ball screen first. Watch how Nesmith takes a step to help on the cutting Anunoby, putting him 2 steps behind Brunson coming off the Robinson pin down. Now he's instantly in the lane for his patented 2-footed floater. They run the same play right away, and when OG rejects the screen, this triggers Robinson to turn and receive the ball at the elbow. Towns then sets a pin down into handoff for Brunson, who doesn't gain a big advantage, but just enough to skip dribble to the baseline, make some contact, then step back for the midi. This baseline out of bounds got screwy when they wanted the screen for OG curling into the lane at the same time as Brunson trying to drive that way. But great players turn lemons into lemonade as he tries to step through, can only get 1 foot down, and still hits the shot. After hitting a couple of 3-point shots to extend the Knicks' lead and accentuate that the hot hand is very much real, we got an old school floppy set called single double as Robinson and McBride set the double on the right side and Hart sets the single on the left. They get absolutely no advantage from the slow evolving action, so Brunson is left to do what he's been doing all series long, creating and hitting shots on his own after the offense didn't provide spacing. Now let's talk about the Pacers star point guard and what the Knicks did to limit him to just 7 field goal attempts in the game. The playoff splits tell a good story. As you can see, when he's aggressively getting shots up, Indiana wins, and not so much when they lose. A big reason why he didn't look to shoot was because Mikal Bridges made sure he didn't touch the basketball much in the half court. Notice the pressure he's putting on Haliburton deep in the backcourt to start, something Bridges did all game long to slowly wear Haliburton down. It got to the point where he wouldn't even try bringing it up. He'd just get rid of the ball early, and that's when Bridges could do his real work denying Haliburton in the front court. After initiating the offense, watch Bridges ignore where the ball is to face guard Haliburton. He is relegated to standing on the left wing, can't get open for the handoff, and the Pacers' offense is left to run 4-on-4. And how do you think the Knicks felt seeing Obi Toppin creating off the dribble into a step-back three-pointer? This left almost no time for Haliburton to save him, allowing Cat to step up high to meet him on the ball screen and force the almost impossible three-pointer into an air ball. Here's Bridges putting serious pressure on Hallie, and the Pacers try to use Brunson's man to get him space at half court. Check how high Brunson comes up to stop the ball, with Bridges doubling. This was supposed to give them the biggest mismatch they could get with Brunson on Turner, but OG spots it immediately and scrams Jalen out of there expertly, and his physicality leads to a bad turnover. It got to the point where, when the Pacers had a chance to get it to Haliburton without that much pressure, Obi Toppin steals his own teammate's pass before dribbling the ball directly out of bounds for another awful turnover. There were times when Haliburton preferred to kick it up court instead of dealing with Bridges, where the Pacers wanted to attack Brunson's weak defense. Watch how Nembhard veers hard to the baseline to cut Brunson off. He just needed to lay this up with a quick lefty layup on the right side, but that veer brought him too far under the rim and allowed time for Robinson to get there, necessitating a reverse that he can't hit. The relentless pressure and denying must have thrown Haliburton off, since he was very quick to give it up without exploring potential advantage on this handoff. Now they can deny him while the others play with their food for several seconds without being able to generate a meaningful attack on the rim. But they finally get the matchup they want, with Brunson forced to pick Hallie up, but he just gives the ball up to Shepherd with Bridges on it. It was no surprise to me that this drive didn't go well with that matchup. If you want to compare the type of pressure they were putting on him to how the Knicks played it in Game 4, it was like night and day. Bridges never picked Haliburton up in the backcourt, allowing him to waltz into the front court on every possession so that their fast offense could get a running start. Kudos to the adjustment from Tibbs, but how could it have taken so long to make it? Perhaps this pressure also made the Pacers inexplicably throw out their playbook, since I broke down in the last video a specific play they used over and over to score. The Pacers have clearly found a solution to the Knicks' suboptimal defense, and is running the pick and roll to the right with Miles Turner above the right elbow. Within 5 seconds they're into it, as Hallie has a big advantage with Cat forced to guard him, and he utilizes the jump pass better than anyone in the league to find Turner for the layup. Instead of using the second ball screen, he just turns the corner knowing Brunson is going to back out of the way under the guise of staying with Nesmith. Cat is too busy hugging his own man to offer any support, and McBride isn't big enough. Same play in the fourth quarter. Cat is worried about Turner getting the ball at the elbow, but his denial defense puts him completely out of position to defend the ball screen as he hilariously throws his hands up in tribute as Haliburton lays it in. I went through the Game 5 footage until it became a blowout, and I only saw them run this set once, and it was in the wrong direction to Haliburton's left hand. The pressure turned Haliburton to the right side of the court early, so now he rejects the first screen, which forces Robinson to rotate. There's the pin down on the help defense, allowing Turner a wide open corner three. But that was it. Perhaps it was the fog of war that made them forget what was so effective by getting both Brunson and Cat involved in multiple ball screens for Haliburton. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle had better be on top of this in Game 6 and run it till the Knicks stop it. And combined with the full court press, completely explains why Haliburton wasn't much of a threat on offense in a key game. With one last chance before the game got too long in the tooth, Jalen Brunson decided to put to rest any hope the Pacers might have had in the third quarter. They successfully forced Haliburton to switch onto him at the right wing, and the threat of the roll from Robinson pulls Turner straight down instead of staying between the ball and the basket. Brunson never lets Haliburton recover. Nesmith continues to hound Brunson deep in the backcourt, which is a great idea, but watch how Brunson uses his body to create separation. He doesn't throw an off-arm out, just a little contact to a player who is not in legal guarding position. Nesmith's overreaction in an attempt to lure the ref to call an offensive foul is not advisable, especially in a playoff game, and it leads to a straight-line drive that Turner can't rotate over to in time. The Pacers must have felt like they were facing an insurmountable task since possessions like this displayed almost perfect defense. Nembhard is within an inch of stealing a long post-entry pass. The Knicks then take way too long to break into a set with Cat under pressure, and when they finally swing it to Brunson, there are only 5 seconds left on the shot clock, but he just fires it over the contest, and the frustration on Nesmith's face is palpable. This one had to feel even worse for the Pacers, as Nembhard completely takes the Knicks out of their offense with the one-man press. Brunson runs into his own man before dealing with the quick double team. It's unclear how this wasn't a double dribble, as it appears he trapped the ball to his body before dribbling it again. Meanwhile, Tony Bradley is hurt and signaling he needs to get subbed out, while Brunson quick pulls into a foul when Nembhard foolishly slaps him on the back. Make no mistake about it, this is what an MVP looks like. His team needs him, they're trying to administer a knockout blow, so he's not going to give the ball up if he doesn't have to, unlike what we saw from Haliburton. The Knicks turn to Spain pick and roll as pressure sets the high ball screen, while McBride comes up to backscreen Robinson's man to prevent the help on the ball. Good job by Mathurin to maintain position and pressure alongside Brunson, and whether you dislike the head snap to try and get a call, kudos to still making the shot soft off the glass under heavy duress. Now, if we look at another angle, we can see there is contact and the defender is moving into Brunson's path. Perhaps because his hands are up and due to the amount of contact, the refs took a pass on this foul. But Brunson isn't making up this reaction, just a little embellishment. Let me know in the comments if this is the kind of thing that rubs you wrong. And to put this game away, Ben Shepherd tries to get the offensive rebound, and this was probably a mistake since it puts him firmly behind the ball, requiring Obi Toppin to pick him up. This mismatch is what Brunson eats for lunch, and I'd like to have broken down a cool move he used to get open for a shot, but instead, he pretty much just pulls up, nails the shot, and Toppin does not give him space to land. And this 4-point play was an early dagger. So watch for the Pacers to get back to what was working for them on offense by adjusting to the early ball pressure in the backcourt. But they're going to need Tyrese Haliburton to take a page from the Jalen Brunson playbook and create points for his team. If not, we'll be heading back to New York for what promises to be an insane Game 7.